everyone. So today I'm bringing you a book talk, and it is on The Maze Runner by James Dashner. So if you saw my August wrap-up, you know that I wasn't too impressed with this book, but I felt like I should talk about the things that I didn't like and discuss this book since the movie's coming out, and I'm so excited for the movie. Let's just get on into the reviewing. If you do not know what The Maze Runner is about, then I kind of question where you've been forever, because it's not new. But it's basically about these kids that get put in a maze and they have to try to get out. And Thomas, the main character, is put in the maze and he has to help them escape. And things get crazy. Things get pretty crazy. Things should have gotten crazier than they did, though. And I didn't like that. I'll get to that, though. Overall, I gave The Maze Runner 3.5 out of 5 stars because overall it was a very good story, but I just had too many problems with it to really love it. Couple critiques. Let's start with critiques. Start this video off negative. Yeah. One of the things that I had a huge problem with the whole book was that the wrong things had too much detail, and the things that should have had a lot of detail didn't have a lot of detail. For example, the action scenes where things should have been crazy and you should have been like, whoa, what's going on? You just didn't have a clear picture of what was happening because there was very little detail in what was being described. But when Thomas first gets to the maze, there's like a billion descriptions of the trees and of the maze walls and everything. And I understand that we need to know the settings. That needs to be detailed. Awesome. But if you're going to spend that much time detailing little things like that, then you should spend at least that amount of time detailing the important things so that those aren't completely lost. Like, I know what the trees look like, but do I know exactly what just happened in that crazy action sequence? No. Do I have a clear picture of it in my head? No. I know I have a clear picture of the setting, but I don't have a clear picture of what was going on. And I feel like the events and the action is way more important than the little details. Another problem I had was that the third person point of view didn't work very well. I felt like the book was actually written from a first person point of view, but told third person, if that makes sense. Like, we were in Thomas's head basically the whole time, but instead of just being in Thomas's head and Thomas narrating, it was third person, and it didn't fit well. It should have been first person. We should have been in Thomas's head, thinking what he was thinking and seeing things through his eyes, and we should have had that narrow mind. We should have had that mindset while reading, and we didn't. And I just thought that it bothered me. The whole book, it should have been first person. I feel like we would have gotten a better understanding of the story and a better understanding of what was happening. Also, though, Thomas wasn't that great of a main character in the first place, and he was kind of like not badass. You know how in these dystopian books, because I kind of think of it as a dystopian so far, I don't know if it is, but that's what I think of it as. In these dystopian books, these characters should be like totally badass and totally like winning at life. And Thomas was kind of just like womp womp. He was there, he kind of challenged what was going on, kind of wanted to save people, but he wasn't totally like, whoa, he's awesome, I love Thomas. No, the reason I love Thomas is because Thomas is Dylan O'Brien, and Dylan O'Brien is bae. Other than that, though, there's nothing special about Thomas. Also, something that I picked up, not really a critique, just a thought. The title is very misleading. It's called The Maze Runner, but Thomas is only a runner for like this much of the book. This right in the middle right here. Like a third of the book, maybe. Not even a third of the book is Thomas a runner. And I just felt like that was kind of misleading. Why is it called The Maze Runner if he only runs the maze for like 100 pages? And the last critique I had was that at the end of the book, there were a lot of questions left unanswered, and like no questions were answered. None. And it was just, it was like all the questions you developed throughout the Maze Runner weren't answered, but then the end just left you with even more questions. So I just don't understand what is going to happen in the Scorch Trials. I don't know if I want to read the Scorch Trials, to be honest, because I wasn't thrilled with the Maze Runner, but I'll probably give it a shot. I probably won't like it, but now let's discuss some things that I did like. The very few things that I did like. The redeeming qualities of the story is the reason it got a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I thought that it had a very, very original storyline. The actual plot line was very original. It's like nothing I've ever read, and that's very hard to do because with dystopian novels, all of them have the same basic plot line, and it kind of gets old after a while unless there's some kind of original twist to it. This, though, didn't have any of those like common dystopian tropes in it, but it's still a really good dystopian novel, so it was just very original. I just thought it could have been developed a lot better. So for my thoughts on the movie, honestly, I think the movie will be a lot better for a couple reasons. One, Dylan O'Brien. Dylan O'Brien makes everything better. Two, I think we will get a greater understanding of the action and of the whole story, because as I was saying, not everything was detailed to like its full potential, and there wasn't a lot that you got from the story. You didn't really get any detail from the story. You didn't really understand fully what was happening, and obviously in a movie you can see what's going on. So I think that it will give a greater understanding of the action, and I think it will be more suspenseful and more thrilling, and it will capture your attention a lot more. And third, I think that overall the movie will be more fast-paced than the book, because to be honest, this book, like the back description, the cover, this is the movie cover, but the regular cover even, everything about this book makes you think it's going to be epic and fast-paced and crazy, and then it's not. But the movie from the trailer so far looks fast-paced, epic, and awesome. And that's what made me want to read the book, actually, was the trailers. Because I had heard so many bad things that I was like, you know what, I don't want to read it. But the trailers to the movie made me want to read it. And I was a little disappointed with the book, but I think that they took the movie in a different direction, but in a better direction. So I'm excited to see what happens with the movie. If I should read the rest of the series, let me know. I've heard mixed things about it, so I want to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on the Maze Runner. If you really loved it, then that's awesome. Like, I'm glad you liked it, because I wish I had liked it. But if you did like it, tell me why you liked it. I would like to know. Let's talk about it. Talk. Conversation. And that's pretty much it. You could talk about how much you love Dylan O'Brien in the comments. I'll talk about Dylan O'Brien all day long. But yeah. So those were my thoughts on the Maze Runner, and I will definitely be doing a Maze Runner movie review, because I'm super excited about that movie, and I'll probably go see it in IMAX because it's going to be awesome. I hope it's awesome, at least. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!